Is what we believe shaped by truth or by what we're shown?
The number of deaths are nearing 1 million.
Officials are testing cruise ship passengers stranded just 70 miles off the coast of San Francisco.
To keep new cases from entering our shores, we will be suspending all travel from Europe to the United States for the next 30 days.
I will turn this state upside down to get the number of beds we need.
It was the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, who closed the curtain on Broadway. The NCAA has canceled the March Madness National Basketball Tournament. Disneyland in California and Disney World in Florida will shut down until the end of the month.
The home to the U.S. Open is being converted into a 350-bed hospital, and this tent city in Central Park will start accepting patients tomorrow.
No more than 50% of the workforce can report for work outside of the home. That is a mandatory requirement. We need about 30,000 ventilators, and we can just not get them.
Across the country, the coronavirus abruptly forced at least 55 million kids from elementary school to college out of their classrooms.
If you're shopping for groceries, if you're picking up your prescription, or visiting any other essential business, you will need to cover your face. And if you're not covering your face, an essential business can refuse you service.
Even for all the nurses and the doctors that are helping all the people that are sick and dying in the hospital, we love you and thank you for everything that you do.
Easter should be the peak number, and it should start coming down, and hopefully very substantially.
The U.S. death toll from COVID-19 topped 100,000.
100,000 lives have now been lost to this virus here in the United States alone. Each one leaving behind a family that will never again be whole.
Look, the president recognized that landmark before we even hit it. The president, that was, after all, it was the impetus behind him lowering the flag to half-staff. He did that for several days, and that was an acknowledgement of that number approaching, and he acknowledged it in a tweet this morning.
The Boston Marathon was postponed.
We will be today terminating our relationship with the World Health Organization and redirecting those funds to other worldwide and deserving urgent global public health needs.
The tributes, they are pouring in this morning for Nick Cordero. The Broadway star, who has lost a 3-month battle with the coronavirus, died over the weekend. He was just 41.
We urged President Trump and Congress to show the leadership required to protect the lives of our nurses and get us the PPE and other protections we need to do our jobs safely.
The official COVID-19 death toll in the U.S. has now surpassed 200,000, the most of any nation. That's according to Johns Hopkins University.
The nation's largest public school system says it is canceling in-person learning.
We do need to close our schools for the coming days. No one is happy about this decision.
Word that President Trump had contracted the virus not only prompted concern among many Americans, but also around the world.
Someone's supposed to be comfortable voting when this line wraps around the entire building and there's maybe 3 feet of distance between everybody.
CBS News projects that Joe Biden has been elected the 46th president of the United States.
Our work begins with getting COVID under control.
More than 1 million cases in Texas. That's more than the country of Italy.
Breaking news, because tonight the FDA has authorized emergency use of Pfizer's coronavirus vaccine, an historic and hopeful milestone in the middle of a horrific pandemic.
According to Johns Hopkins University, the coronavirus has now killed more than 300,000 people in the United States.
In this moment, 52-year-old ICU nurse Sandra Lindsay became among the first people in the country outside of clinical trials to receive the COVID vaccine.
The The FDA has issued emergency use approval for Moderna's coronavirus vaccine, now the second to be approved in the United States.
I'm doing this to demonstrate that people should be prepared when it's available to take the vaccine.
The nurse or doctor there ready to inject Vice President-elect Kamala Harris.
That was easy.
Louisiana Congressman-elect Luke Letlow died from COVID-19 complications last night. According to Ballotopia, Letlow is the first elected federal official to die from the coronavirus.
The U.S. coronavirus death toll has now topped 400,000.
See, perception is power. And today I'm unpacking how media narratives influence the way we think, vote, and view other people. No cap, no guests, just me and my microphone. Cue that song. So I showed you two moments that kind of shape the way I view media, my opinion on what I believed that I was seeing on the television, on the news or whatever, until I dug deeper myself. And one of those really stood out, and that was the COVID epidemic. Even though the other one that I showed you was 9/11, and that one really exposed, is really when I realized that I was being played. You know what I mean? So that leads me to a question I got for you, man. Is there a time where you realized you was being played by the media? And if so, man, leave it in the comments. Let me know. I want to know. So for me, it was the vaccine, you know what I mean? And I ain't going to perp, I ain't going to cap, I ain't going to hold you, whatever you want to call it. I got the first vaccine, the very first initial round or whatever. Maybe not the first, maybe that went to certain people, but when it was my turn, I got it. And I kind of had to get it. For one, my wife is a medical professional, so she pushed the whole household pretty much for real. But then the way the media portrayed what was going on in the world due to this epidemic it was terrifying. Like when you all across the way the media made it seem before they created the vaccine was just absolutely terrifying, bro. If you really wanted me to put it in perspective, it was scary, bro. All the people across the world dying by the day was super scary. To like see that on the news on a repetitive cycle, that's all you saw, right? So I kind of felt like I was backed into a corner to get the vaccine. I ain't even gonna hold you. That was, the way if you go back and look at what happened during the pandemic, that is some crazy footage to look at, man. And it triggered all kinds of emotions from everyone. From all kinds of people. You know what I mean? It triggered emotions from people that they probably didn't even know they had, or it was some undercover emotions that they had. People started attacking Asian people for whatever, for no reason at all, just because they was Asian. You know what I mean? People start spazzing out at Walmart. You remember that? People wouldn't put on a mask or whatever. People would care so much that somebody didn't have a mask. You know what I mean? It was crazy times, man. See, But studies show that people are more likely to believe a story like people are more likely to believe a story if it confirms their bias. You know what I'm saying? Like people were so quick to attack Asians because people already have a certain thought about Asians, and they ran with the fact that this infection, what is it, COVID, disease, whatever. I can't think of what its medical term is, but anyway, this disease, yeah, I guess it's just a disease, came from people eating bats or something in Wuhan, China. You know what I mean? So people like, oh, Asian people do be messing around with animals or whatever. So, and then they just attack Asian people for whatever reason. But like, I mean, it was that in a way, but perception is power. It's the way they make us see this stuff, right? See, I think it's all a game. Like I said, perception is power. The media controls the narrative. Simple as that. Simple as that. They show us what they want us to see. You know what I mean? And then they put it on repeat. This is how you get officer-involved shooting after officer-involved shooting. You know what I mean? And then it's almost like it's a season when officers shoot unarmed black men, and it happens over and over and over, and it's protest after protest after protest. And it's because the media controls the narrative. This is what they want us to see. This what they want. You know what I mean? Whatever agenda they got, this is what they putting in front of us. And it's not just politicians playing this game. It's how we all are taught to pick a side without seeing the whole field. You know what I mean? Without seeing the whole board. Just look at the Trump supporters. They gonna ride or die with Trump no matter what. You know what I mean? Everybody saw the knee on the neck of George Floyd, but you wouldn't believe the amount of people that was on the officer's side, said he did nothing wrong, say that George Floyd shouldn't have resisted or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact, the amount of people that were against the Black Lives Matter movement is amazing to me. That's amazing. It's like, I don't understand. See, somewhere along the way, we stopped being individuals. See, people stop just being themselves. People, it's almost like people have to be a cookie cut person. You know what I mean? If you're not like us, you're against us. Like, I remember back in the day, I had friends that was like different religions. Some of my friends didn't celebrate Christmas. So like on some Christmas mornings, some of my friends didn't celebrate Christmas. That didn't make him not my friend no more, because he was a different language. I mean, I said different language. He was a different religion and didn't celebrate Christmas. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, it's almost like different religion. You're not with us. We're enemies. Different school, we enemies. Different anything, we're enemies. And it's not just Republican or Democrat. It's not just black or white. It's not American or Asian. No. We need to get back to respecting each other and each other's opinions. I ain't started. I said we need to get back to respecting each other and each other's opinions. That sounds so easy. If it was that easy, why we ain't did it yet? Man, it sounds so easy, man. But reality is we need to stop letting the media tell us who our enemies are. Let me repeat that. We need to stop letting the media tell us who our enemies are. The real enemy is ignorance. So this week, if you still here and you watching this, bro, look, this week, as you go through your cycle of media, political, social, wherever, you know what I mean? I challenge you to question the first take. So that first, question the first take. Look at the whole thing. Read the other side, even if it pisses you off. Assume that whoever's saying something first, don't just believe them. Go to the other side, do some investigating, see the other side of the story, right? Even if it pisses you off. I'm telling you, perception is power. See, you will believe if they want you. I mean, if you want to believe, if you got a bias to it or whatever. But if you look at the whole story, you can't help but figure out what's the truth. I'm telling you, perception is power. But only if you own it. You gotta own it. What's a time when you caught the media framing something wild? I know now a lot of people always, even Trump, say fake news, all this stuff. It's a whole lot of things out there that people done supposedly caught the media perping, bro, just straight up lying about. So I got another question for you. It might be similar to the same question I asked earlier, but what's something that you saw the media framing and you come on, bro, you can't be serious, bro. Please hit me up in the comments. Let me know what's going on with that. I really want to know. Hey, until next time, look, bro, it's been the Pastor P's podcast. Today, we focus on power of perception. Woo, 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 woo. Let me get that right. Oh, I flipped it around. Perception is power. And how the media portrays and shapes our reality. Look, thank you for being here. Hit the like button, subscribe, tune in next time so you don't miss out on next time. Hit the the bell so you get notified. That's it, bro. Peace out.